Okay, I think we're live. What's going on, you guys? Good to see you. Kenny here, also known as SolidFan85. We're currently live on YouTube, Twitch, and DLive. Welcome to just a general hangout stream. I was gonna stream a game of some sort, but I figured what I would do. I don't know what's gonna come of this, but it's a bit of a hangout stream. I haven't done one of these in a while. I'm going to try to get some music going here in a bit, but we're going to be here for a little bit. If you're watching this video, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. It's just going to be chill out. I'm going to see, who jumps in, see if we can get some conversation engaged. I like these basic streams where it's just communication and talking and so on and so forth. And I figure that's what we do on a Saturday night. I'm off tomorrow. I haven't done any drinking tonight. I did a couple of nights ago, but thought I'd kind of jump in and see how we do. Hey, Elite Vault, Ras, what's going on, you guys? Good to see you. So, here's the deal. I have opened up my general Discord for those that want to hang out. If you have a mic or if you have a phone, you can download the Discord app. There's a link to the Discord down below. You guys can hop in and get on the air and say hi, do whatever. We're going to have a talk show thing going on. Hey, yeah, but a few ground rules. Number one, nothing that can get me a copyright. Okay, if you have music or television going in the background, turn it off. Because that is a danger. Number two, no abuse, no trolling. Number three, this is a chill stream. Keep everything chill. No high emotions. Those tend to happen, but anyway, it's a bit of a hangout. So, everybody's welcome. I don't know who's going to show up. I don't know how popular this will be. I don't know, because Saturday is a very popular night for streamers. And I am a small streamer. I love what I do, and I also love my community, but it may be a little slow. We'll see. Yay. Exactly. So, if you guys want to, go for it. I am currently in the general Discord. But with that said, why not take this opportunity to kind of give a little bit of an announcement. Throughout this stream, at some point, I will be doing a giveaway. A giveaway of a gift card. A gift card of a certain variety. We'll do all that here in about half an hour, 45 minutes. I'm not sure. Stay tuned. If you can't, we'll see what happens. But yeah. So this on my part, this week has been pretty crazy. It was a chill week for me. Channel wise, we didn't do a whole lot. I didn't do a whole lot of Days Gone, but it was a good week for me. I think I got a lot of work done. I got to hang out with you guys the other night. We did a little bit of a late night vlog. Talked about a lot of stuff. And after that, I had a night where I chilled with some Futurama, drank a little bit of rum, watched some of my favorite animes. It's really healthy. It is really healthy to escape to your own world sometimes. If you're a streamer, not a streamer, if you work with the public, if you don't work with the public, even if you're one of the most popular people in the world, I think it's, since this stream is about advice, good advice from me would be escape to your own world sometimes, man. Seriously. Take advantage of yourself, giggity. And do what you feel you need to. Hey, Kushilebi, what's going on, buddy? Futurama's some good stuff. Yeah, it is. Especially when you combine it with some good anime, which is what I've been doing. Last night I went out to eat with the family. That's a damn good pasta. And ended up having a drink called the Bellini. I shared this on social media if you guys don't know what it is, but it's a mixture of champagne, rum, I think there's some wine in there. It was really good. I drank about 80% of it. I didn't finish it all, but it was really good. Frozen too. It was an adult icy. It was an adult icy. So it was really good. I liked it. Last 5 games in a row in Overwatch. Lost 5 games. Damn, Kevin. I'm sorry, buddy. Hang in there. It'll get there. I've been there though, especially in the arcade mode on random heroes. It's yeah, it kicks my ass every time. I don't know why. But you seem to get these people that are grouped up. The grouping system in Overwatch in some cases is totally broken, because you will sometimes get teams that are 4 people linked, and on the opposite side of the team, nobody's linked, so there's hardly any communication. So it can be a little bit broken, I've noticed that. It was tasty. Crazy Caveman, how you doing, buddy? It was really good. Really good. But listen, the main point of the stream, I am a random stranger. Some of you guys don't know me, some of you do. But I decided I am not a trained professional of any sort, but I like listening. And if you guys want to chat about something, feel free to throw it in chat. If you want to get into the Discord, feel free as well. Again, just follow the ground rules. Keep any background noise minimal, because we are live on YouTube, Twitch, and D Live. But I pride myself on being an open person and connecting with people even through the power of internet. So feel free, and I will see what I can do. It's competitive. It is competitive, dude. It is competitive. Hey, Rash. So yeah, same name. Yeah, same name. Yeah, I'm consistent across all social media. I honestly, streamers that aren't, I feel they're at a disadvantage, because if you're streaming on more than one platform, nobody's going to be able to find you. So, but yeah, I like AFK. 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 What does that ring a bell? I like AFK. I think I kind of get what you're saying, but I'm not sure. But yeah, so it was a pretty chill week for me, man. It really was. I enjoyed it. And that Bellini was fantastic. The pasta was fantastic. It's a local. I ate at a local restaurant here called Auntie Pastas. I don't know. I don't think it's a chain. It might be. I don't know. I've never heard of it anywhere else, but it's called Auntie Pastas. The people I was with, one person had lasagna. The lasagna was to die for, and the other was a balsamic ribeye. Balsamic ribeye. I think that's the right way to say that. But it was really good. I would definitely be going back, and I definitely left them a good review on Google. So, mobile game. Oh, it's a mobile game. Okay, gotcha. It sounds like a game, but I didn't know for sure. So yeah, that's pretty much how my week went, man. It was pretty good, pretty chill. I liked it. I also discovered a love of champagne. I mean, it was mixed in the drink, but I never really had champagne before. You know, I mean, and truth be told, for those that don't know, I only started drinking, I don't know, maybe 5 years ago. I mean, look, I'm 34. um, and for most of my life, I went through this whole thing of I had wanted nothing to do with alcohol. You know, personally, it was cool if everybody else drank, but alcoholism runs in my family pretty rampantly on both sides, and it's taken two uncles from me. It's gotten members of my family into a lot of trouble. It has caused divorce. It has caused all kinds of stuff. So I wanted nothing to do with it. But as you get older, you kind of wise up a little bit and say, look, alcohol is fun when it's taken with responsibility, and you don't get too involved. Don't let it take over your life. There is obviously addiction potentially, but I have learned from my lessons in life. That's one thing I am proud of myself for. I am very strong when it comes to learning lessons, and when the lesson is learned with me, most of the time I don't go back. It doesn't happen again. So, I know what to do and what not to do with alcohol for the most part. I know my limits now over the past few years. And some more advice I would give somebody is that if you're going to drink, or if you were like me and sworn away from drinking any kind of alcohol because of the things that have happened in your life, I don't think this would apply to ex-alcoholics. I'm not giving you this advice, but if you're in the same situation I was, it's alcohol's not a bad thing. Alcohol is a substance, and it's up to the person imbibing if it's a good thing or bad thing, and it depends on how it's being imbibed and to what degree and how much. Just like any other thing on this planet, it is a man-made product for the most part, even though it is it's given by nature, but it's neither inherently good or inherently evil. It depends on the individual. And so, yeah, that would just be my advice. Hey, because you let me. Thank you for the follow, D-Live. Moderation. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, moderation is so important when it comes to alcohol. The crap I have seen. And I say that as somebody, I'm a bit of an old soul. For those that don't know what I mean by that, that's an older term, meaning I've always felt like I've had this inner wisdom kind of thing. It's felt like I've lived many lives because of everything that's happened in my life. I'm a victim of child abuse. I'm a child of divorce. I'm a technically a suicide survivor for the most part. I've there's been a lot of crap that's happened in my life, and I've become wiser for it. A lot of stuff has happened to family members and friends. Um, I haven't exactly lived a sheltered life when it comes to hardships and what life can throw at you. So it gets crazy. It gets crazy, and if you don't learn from it, then what's the point? What's the point of a lesson if it's not received as a lesson? And that's the way I've seen it. There have been many times in my life to where I've taken this approach of, oh, life hates me. The world's out to get me. All these bad things happening. But at some point, as you get older, man, you kind of realize it seems like that at first, but if you look back at it and you reflect on it, at the time it was horrible, obviously, but and it has long ranging effects on a person, especially child abuse. I still go to counseling, still have my mental disorder, but at the core of everything, there are lessons to be learned. And unfortunately, these were very hard lessons that I didn't exactly ask for, but they were thrown on me. And I can either dwell in it, or I can learn from them and dive deeper into myself and see what's going on, see what I can do to fix it. Thus the counseling, thus the I check myself in, the meds, talking to people, trying to help people as much as I can, which is another reason why I love streaming. I've been doing streaming for 9 years now going on, and I'm not a very well known channel, which I'm actually a little thankful for because I got you guys. It's a small community, and but I am able to hopefully spread an awesome message and help people feel a little bit better about themselves. Maybe even help some folks. I don't know, but RDR2 music. Oh, cool. Home building song. That's a really good outlook on it. Taking lessons from everything that happens to you. Yeah, it's hard to do though. It's really hard to do for a lot of people. Um, Family members. It can cause. Um, Excuse me. That was a text message. I'm not playing Duck Hunt. That was a text message. That's my text notification. My actual ringtone is an old school Donkey Kong theme, so a bit of a gamer, but which is what I primarily do here on the channels. We do a lot of gaming, huge gaming community. Well, not a huge gaming community, but we are a gaming community, and it's one of the other things I'm thankful for, man, is video games. It sounds weird to some people, probably not as much nowadays because gaming has spread everywhere, including to our mobile phones. But back in the day, back in the say early '90s, back when gaming was considered a childish thing to do. Um, if you would have said gaming changed my life, um, in a lot of ways, gaming did change my life, and it's because I love to read. I love to look at character reflection, how a character grows in these man-written books or scripted games or even movies. I believe there's lessons in everything, and there's even lessons and things to be taken away from even written word. And that's pretty much at the core of every religion for the most part. Um, but when it comes to secular things that are not religious at all, it's the same. And that's where Final Fantasy came into my life. Again, I know it sounds weird, but damned if there are not lessons in those stories, lessons of friendship, lessons of sacrifice, obviously given drama in a very fantastic scenario, but when you boil it down, um, there's stories and there's such a connection between these characters, and if you glint anything from it. What I gleaned from it was lessons of dedication to people, or dedication to a cause, or dedication to yourself, you know, fighting and continuing to fight. You may not have potions, you may not have Phoenix Downs, you may not be able to revive yourself if you're dead, you may not be fighting zombies, but boil it down to its core, and there are some lessons to be learned. It's fantastic. I love it. Outlaws for Life. Kingdom Hearts, yeah. Kingdom Hearts, exactly. Friendship. That's the key message of Kingdom Hearts. And, you know, being true to yourself and staying true to your friends, doing anything you can for them. True friends, though, don't, you know, there's another lesson in that. Don't, there are people that can be toxic to your life. And you got to keep an eye out. You know, you got to keep an eye out for that stuff, because there are people that all they want to do, and it's just another unfortunate truth, man. And it sucks that it's this way, but there are people out there that will do nothing but drain you, and you got to keep an eye out for that, because when that happens and you start to see it happen, stop it, man. Get them out of your life. What was that? Oh, crazy. Thank you for the follow. Scared me a little bit. That's awesome of you. Welcome to the Twitch family. Yeah, there's toxic people. There are toxic people. And you learn that, you can learn that at the earliest age, you know? I mean, let's say you supposedly have a, quote, friend, unquote, that just loves to tease you and make fun of you. They just love to get a rise out of you. While that may be playful at some point, if they keep doing it and they do it over and over and over, and then they say go behind your back and start talking about you, you may be young, but when it happens over and over, you eventually learn who to befriend and who to stay away from. And again, it's an unfortunate thing. I hate it. I hate it. The way my brain functions, it shouldn't be that way, but it is. It took me a long time to cope with that, to be honest, because I still have this vision of, like, you know, the world is right and wrong, but there's the real truth about life is that there's so much gray area when it comes to people and connections and relationships, world economy, what's right for humanity, so on and so forth. There's so many beliefs and networks and governments and politics, and just so much interweaved on this planet. It is crazy. We are nothing but a giant yarn ball of drama, hope, affliction, war. It's nuts. So there's no way to view the world in black and white. Unfortunately, there's just no way. Some things, yes, but as a whole, it just, you know, unfortunately, it's just not possible in our scope of things. It's just not. And that, to be honest, that was hard for me to deal with growing up, because it's just the way my brain functions, you know. But it should be this way, but it's not. It's absolutely not. And I have to remind myself of that sometimes. It can be pretty brutal. You're my mentor. Oh, well, thank you. I've never been called a mentor. That's new. But thank you, Elite. I appreciate you being here on the stream. But yeah, you know, you can't look at the planets black and white. You can't, unfortunately. It'd be nice. It really would. It'd be nice. But people are who they are. Humanity is what it is. And you take it with a grain of salt. Obviously, it can be very heavy at times, very hard at times. But we're here for a reason. I personally believe humanity is the universe exploring itself to see what we're capable of. But there are people with different ideas, and another, just a piece of advice, different ideas are not a bad thing, okay? Different ideas coming from different people are not a bad thing. They are not something to be feared. It's just an idea. Now, if those ideas are put into practice, then they could be a bad thing. But different ideas at their core are not a bad thing. If somebody disagrees with the way you see things, it is not a bad thing. It is not a reason to belittle that person. It is not a reason to mock them. It is not a reason to make automatic assumptions of who they are. You're better to remain open-minded, in my opinion. Again, just my opinion. But different ideas are not a bad thing. Different ideas that are put into practice that could potentially be a bad thing could obviously be a bad thing, but ideas at their core are not a bad thing. Opposing viewpoints should, yeah. Well, and that's, you know, it's unfortunate, but that is, it's just, that is a cause of so much drama and affliction to humanity, is different ideas being risen to such a level that somebody says those people are different, they should not be here, wipe them out. You know, and that's the basis of some of our old school wars. Nowadays, it tends to be more about land, oil, you know, different things like that. But back in the day, it was beliefs, for the most part, were a major cause of wars, and just because some people were different, which is again very unfortunate and a very big black spot in humanity. But I think, again, just my opinion, we are gradually, very minusculely moving towards getting away from that. It's taking time, but I think we'll get there at some point. So that's just me. Opposing viewpoints shouldn't be viewed as a threat. Accidentally typed enter. Oh, you're good. I know what you meant. You are so inspirational right now. Not. I'm just talking. That's what I love to do with this stuff, though, man. Seriously, it's the reason I first started on YouTube. For those that don't know, I first started on YouTube. I first started vlogging on YouTube, and I loved vlogging. I loved getting in front of the camera, sharing my viewpoints, trying to, you know, just put myself out there. And all in all, this whole thing over the years, I have become more of an extrovert than an introvert, because I was a huge introvert before I started doing all this. Totally different personality. But over the years, you guys have helped me, the community, as it grew. You guys have helped engage with me. You've kind of showed me the people, even if you're only words on the screen at this point. If I ever meet you in real life, it'd obviously be different. But, you know, for those that haven't been here for forever, we're total strangers to each other. The only thing you know about me is that I'm a good-looking guy with a beard with a YouTube channel and a growing community that plays video games, you know? So for all you know, I may have a girl tied up in my closet. I don't, but that's not the point. That'd be creepy, wouldn't it? See some sort of Lifetime movie about this YouTube streamer that... It's horrible to think about, but anyway. But again, it goes to my point. And when you think about it, I mean, you know, you're looking at a guy on your screen right now giving advice, and again, you don't know me. It seems to be sound advice, but you don't really know until you put it into practice. So, you know, I don't know. That's just my thing. I started YouTube in 5th grade, now in 8th grade. Yep. What? Right. Yeah, no, that was a bit of a creepy statement earlier, by the way. I acknowledge that. But I just kind of threw it in there, you know. But again, goes back to the point. Strangers are not necessarily a bad thing. The fear of strangers is what causes bad things. It could be the root of bad things, and it's that fear, that innate fear of things being different, I think, that causes people to lash out. And that's really what you see in a lot of our society today, especially in America. It's a fear of different ideas. It's a fear that is being spread. It's very unfortunate, but you definitely got to remain wiser and listen to your inner instincts. Know what to do. Realize that these different ideas that are coming from different people, those are human beings, and they're just speaking their piece, which they obviously, in America anyway, have a right to. Now, just as Crazy said, just because it's an opposing viewpoint, they're not a threat. They're not a threat. They're human beings. They're human beings, just like everybody else on this planet. We all live in this one big house, and we're clamoring for room. But at the same time, obviously, they're breathing in the same color blood as everybody else. So, you know, I think we forget that sometimes. We really do. And again, it's very unfortunate because we get this tribal mentality. But again, just advice. Try to remain open-minded. If you don't like somebody's viewpoint, you know, just say, listen, I respect that you have a viewpoint. I don't agree with it necessarily, but I unfortunately can't speak with you anymore. But I respect you and thank you for giving me the details you have, kind of thing. You know, but unfortunately, what's happening today is more of you're wrong. You'll always be wrong. Your opinion doesn't matter. You don't matter. It worst possible thing you can do. Because what that does is that amps up the hate, and then that amps up the fear. It causes that person to retaliate because you're minimizing them, help making them feel very small. You got, you know, and it's horrible, man. It really is. It's horrible. But do you have Instagram? I did have Instagram. I did have Instagram, but I'm not on it a whole lot anymore. I'm mainly on Twitter nowadays, to be honest. I don't know why. I mean, honestly, Twitter is probably one of the most toxic places you can be on social media. But I don't know. I've had some pretty good run-ins on Twitter. Uh, but yeah, channel-wise, you guys can find me at SilentFan85 on Twitter. I've also got a personal Twitter account that I tend to talk a lot of politics with. But just because I can be very political. I mean, some of you guys know this. I talk about it every so often, but I keep it away from the channel because religion and politics, they are some of the most inflammatory topics known to man. It is crazy what can happen if you say a single name of a politician. People can go barbaric, which again is unfortunate, but it's just the truth. It's a truth because it really does impassionate people to such an end that it can get pretty scary sometimes. Pretty scary. So, yeah. Lenny. What? Rash with the emoticons. You guys are great tonight. Hey, thank you for engaging and for stopping by and saying hi. I appreciate it. I know you guys there's a lot of streamers going tonight. This can be a bit boring to some people, but I love these chill streams. It takes very minimal effort, but I get to hang out with you guys a little bit and talk about things. And this will be a video for later. People can replay it and do whatever. But I love doing them. Again, I was going to do a game. But I decided to again, it's been a chill week for me. And I wanted to reconnect with you guys again without the interruptions of the game and discuss some things. And that's what these are for, and I love it. Oh, from RDR2. Yeah, I got you. Speaking of Red Dead Redemption 2, a little bit of channel news for those that are interested. We're hitting the finale of Red Dead Redemption 2 Monday night. We're coming to the end, the very end, after 18 parts. We've been playing this game for almost 20 weeks, 5 months. So, it's been crazy. I hope you guys have enjoyed the ride. Please do any game? Well, like right now? No, that's not the point. That's not the point tonight. Again, this is just a chill thing. It's something I wanted to do. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I really do. Maybe it'll help some folks. I don't know. I figure we'll go a little bit longer. See if any other folks pop in and say hi. Again, it's Saturday, very busy night for streamers, so we'll see. But yeah, I love you guys. I love the community. I'm sorry there wasn't a whole lot of streams than usual the last week or so, but I definitely needed the time, and thank you guys for understanding. I think it did me a lot of good. I was able to do some reflection. I was able to get a lot of work done here on the property. For those that don't know, I work here at a property in Texas. We're getting up to code. I live on property. It's a big property too. A lot of maintenance, all kinds of stuff. It's an older property. We're getting it fixed up, getting it safe. So it's pretty cool. It's rewarding work. It gets me out in the sun, the Texas heat, which is not fun, by the way. I was actually sunburned last week, for those that remember. But aside from that, I've been able to connect with family, had some good food, had a little bit to drink, watched some anime, watched Futurama, of course, which puts me to sleep because I love it so much. And it's pretty good. And I finally got my first paycheck, too. After 2 months, I got my first paycheck. I know that sounds brutal, but it's a whole situation, which I may go into it sometime. I don't know. We'll see. When will you play on Switch? We're doing the next Switch game is Legend of Zelda. We're doing yeah, we're doing Legend of Zelda on Switch. I always forget the name of the Zelda titles. I don't know why. I'm horrible with them. There's Wind Waker. There's Link to the Past. There's what? What? What's? How do I forget the latest Zelda? Breath of the Wild. We're doing Breath of the Wild on Switch. After it depends. We may be doing it next week or soon, as soon as I get it from GameFly, because it depends on what GameFly sends me first. It's either going to be a Plague Tale or Legend of Zelda. Again, it's up to GameFly and what they send me. I don't know. I guess it demand for the most part. Oh, random piece of advice for anybody that wants to get into streaming or anything, and I'm not paid to say this, but look at GameFly. Okay, well, GameFly is a great way if you want to play like some of the latest games or even old school games, and you don't really want to pay full price because you don't know if you'll like it. I think it's a really cool service to use. Now, you don't necessarily get things on time, but it's a really cool way to have an assortment of games for only like $20 a month. So it's kind of cool. I would definitely recommend it. Dang, that, yeah, it is a long time for the for the paycheck. Yeah, it was pretty crazy. I've got a couple of more. I've got another paycheck coming in for my last job. It just hadn't gotten here yet. It's one of the downsides of being in the situation I've been in, unfortunately. Breath of the Wild. Yep, exactly. But yeah, it's, life gets crazy, man. Life gets crazy. I unfortunately, I was not one of the fortunate people to be born into a family of prosperity and money, so on and so forth. Like many of us, I lived paycheck to paycheck. I had a childhood where I moved around a lot. Didn't I didn't know a lot of security in my childhood. Being honest, I didn't know a lot of security. But what I did have, my parents weren't perfect, but I did have caring parents for the most part, and they made their mistakes, which is true. But my parents are a treasure to me in a lot of ways, and I would be lying if I said that there weren't times, especially as a late teenager, where I felt this sense of why are they doing this to me? That whole thing. We all go through that. You feel that rebellion stage. You hate your parents. You don't understand what's going on. You don't understand why your life was like this. Why can't this and that? That's I will say that's normal. Okay, that is totally normal. Um, and honestly, it can be pretty scary. It can be pretty scary when you're getting up there in your teen years and you're fixing to graduate high school and you're fixing to hit to the real world to get in your own place, or you're fixing to go out to college, or you may be determined to maybe you determine that it's best you live at home for a while even after high school graduation. That happens nowadays, especially with student debt, with not being able to pay rent. The economy right now, it doesn't really allow, especially for like in the millennial generation on. There's a lot of times you got to live at home for a while. I mean, I'm living at home right now technically because I'm working this property with my folks. We're a team, and we were hired on as a team. But there is no shame whatsoever. And let me just another piece of advice: there's no shame whatsoever at staying with your parents if they allow it, because most of sometimes parents just want to kick your ass out because you've been with them for almost 20 years and it's time you get out there on your own. But if you're in the situation and you're living with your parents, there is no fault in that. Do not feel guilty for being in a situation to where you're still staying with your parents. It happens to all of us, especially if you're going through a divorce, which I am as well. First divorce sucks, but it's getting closer to being completed. So, yeah, it's crazy. Childhood teenage phases stink. Lost a few friends to the angst. Crazy. I've been there too. Been there too. That's one chapter of my life that wasn't exactly uh kosher. I think it would probably be the best word that I could think of at the moment. I had a sister and a father who took care of me, and my mother was mostly in the hospital for drugs and alcohol. It's tough, man. That's tough. Drugs and alcohol. They were a part of my family as well. Had more than a few family members. They got high, got drunk constantly. It affected the family in a big way, and it always does. It always does. Um, and again, if you're going through that and you see it, take a lesson from it. If you're gonna do that stuff, it's your choice, but definitely, definitely do it in moderation, like Crazy said earlier. Just don't abuse it. Don't abuse it at all. Personally, and again, just my opinion, alcohol in moderation, not a bad thing. Marijuana in moderation, not a bad thing. Obviously, a lot of states nowadays are starting to realize it and legalize it. But I'm of the mind and of the generation that in moderation, I don't think it's a totally bad thing. Now, with that said, I've never fully tried it because it's not legal here in Texas. But when it is, I will definitely be trying it. I'm a bit of a stick in the mud when it came to the whole legality of drugs and everything. I never did anything. The worst I ever did was underage smoking. I smoked a couple of cigarettes when I was a teenager, but that's it. I never did any more. I think cigarettes are nasty, honestly, but we're getting better about that stuff. So as a whole in a society, but yeah. So if you decide to do something, if you decide to try something, um, basically in a nutshell, don't be stupid. You know, obviously don't try heroin. Don't shoot up. Don't do that. Please, for the love of God, don't do that. But the other things, you are who you are. You're gonna do what you're gonna do. Just don't be stupid about things. Really. That's and we can be. God, we can be straight for the drugs. They're yeah, no, they are. Well, that's and it's really it's a truth though. The drugs are a part of our society. It is, and for years, drugs have been a plague for the most part because they get abused so much. There's there are great medical advancements in drugs, and they're good. They're great for medical purposes, but it's something you still encounter, especially in school. I know I did back in the '90s, and that's how old I am. Oh, he's 34. um, Back in the '90s, I mean, I got offered all kinds of crap. But you just got to realize, just don't do it. Don't do it. Um, because at that age, you really don't know your limits for the most part. And you're gonna want to fit in. You're gonna feel that peer pressure. You're gonna want to impress people just to let them know you're not this person that um is not cool, quote unquote. But as you get older, you realize that's stupid. You know, that's a part of that whole school thing. But I'll be honest, okay? In the workplace, you still kind of feel that even as an adult. Probably not due to drugs and stuff like that, but there is still peer pressure in the workplace. All right, so don't let anybody ever tell you differently, especially in an office setting. There is always office politics and drama and peer pressure. So people never exactly grow out of the whole high school mindset. When things get set a certain way, again, especially in an office or in the back part of a retail store, no, people can still be immature. Even full-grown adults still have their childish moments. So if you're young and you're still growing into an adult, even adults can be childish, very very childish. It is crazy. So not all the time, not nearly as when you're younger, but it still happens. So it's the truth. But yeah, so just covering all that. I'm gonna get away from the whole drugs thing though, because that starts to hit borderlines, especially when it comes to community guidelines here on YouTube. So I haven't really read a whole lot on Twitch when it comes to discussing drugs, or on D Live. I'm not even sure D Live if they mention that, but it could be a bit of a bar, and you don't want to really cross the line too much. So, but just some advice, take things in moderation. Best thing you can do. When I say about moderation, if you're gonna have a drink, have a drink. Have one drink. Try not to do it if you're underage. I can't condone that, especially as a streamer. But if you're gonna have a drink, take a drink. You know, if you've never had a drink before, take a drink, see how it affects you. A few hours later, if you want to have another drink, have another drink. You know, but don't put yourself in a situation where you can endanger people. That's the responsibility of it. Do it at home or in a social setting, but don't drive, don't operate heavy machinery, don't handle any weaponry, so on and so forth. You know, that's the responsibility. How does this giveaway thing work? So basically, at some point before the end of the stream, we'll be doing a giveaway for a gift card. I would tell you what it was, but that would kind of spoil it. So, but again, I'm trying to give it a few more minutes, and see who wants to pop in, and go from there. Yeah. Surprise! Yeah, pretty much. That's how it works. Yeah, I think I'm kind of tapped out of advice at this point. Is there anything you guys want to share? You guys got a story you kind of want to... I see you with the PS4 in the background. Yeah, it's my PS4. I moved Charizard. Charizard's not in the background right now. He's over on this side because I was chilling with anime last night. I was out with some Jack Daniels and anime. I was watching Handmaid May. So, advice machine broke. Yeah, I don't know. To be honest, I'm pretty tired. It's been a long work day, but I wanted to see you guys again. So, and Crazy, again, welcome to the... we call ourselves a squad. Been that way for a while, but still family. So welcome to the family. We're glad to have you. But yeah, so, you know, I don't know. Is there anything you guys want to discuss? Maybe get an opinion on? You know, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? I'll throw that out there. You missed us. I always miss you guys. You kidding me? That's why I keep coming back. Aside from the love of streaming, even if nobody was watching, I'd still do it because I love... I don't know what it is. I love sharing moments on the internet. And it may be at times because I am a streamer, and I've said this before and I totally believe it. Streamers, content creators, celebrities, whoever, they need a little bit of an ego. They need a little bit of an ego. They need a little bit of being okay with their voice or their face or their thoughts and ideas, being on a media platform. You know, they need to have that, in some cases, a need to want to be seen or heard. Personally, again, I do have a little bit of an ego. I will cop to that. But with that said, I can be very embarrassed by some things, but again, I think at the core, streamers kind of need that to be an effective streamer. To, even if they think they're entertaining, but they're really not, and they keep going, that is a bit of a necessary drive to keep doing what you're doing and enjoy it. So, yeah, there's that. Helps too when they're good with interaction. True. Very true. Very true. And that is it is unfortunate that some streamers don't interact. They don't engage a whole lot. All they do is just sit there and, oh, I'm winning. Okay. Oh, I got that guy. I got him. They don't look at chat, you know? They don't look at chat, so you can't really build a community. And that is a truth of big streamers too. I've noticed, which is unfortunate, which is why, personally, as a streamer, as a content creator, I enjoy the small things. I enjoy you guys as a smaller community because chat's not going 100 miles an hour up and down, you know? And it can cause a total disconnect for some streamers because they stop trying. Overall, because it's moving so fast, and rightfully so. I mean, if they were to try to catch everybody in chat as it's just going by, they wouldn't get anything done on the game, number one, and they would just be sitting there trying to read and like, no, you know. So It can get crazy. It really can, but you know, I don't know. I've been asked if I ever got bigger and Chad ever started doing that, would I keep doing it? I mean, yeah, obviously. I mean, I enjoy engaging with you guys. I think it would kind of ruin it for me, um, a lot. But I don't know. I mean, it's really hard to say if that ever came about. I don't know if it ever will. You know, I don't know if it ever will. But the only thing I can say for sure right now is that I enjoy your company. So the big streamers only look at big donations. Okay. Um, yes and no. There are some decent big streamers that don't necessarily do it just for the donations. They make a lot of money off ad revenue, especially YouTube streamers and Twitch. But with that said, they do enjoy what they do. Like Markiplier, from what I've seen of the guy, he loves doing what he does. Um, and I mean, it's still kind of hard to find that nowadays, really, for to find a streamer that still has that passion. And they're not just doing it to try to get people to, hey, look at me, I'm playing video games. Are you guys watching? Did you guys see that? You know, that whole thing. You're gonna get that sometimes, but there are some decent streamers that are big. Um, I'll be honest, some of the bigger streamers here on YouTube, I can't really see that a whole lot, aside from a couple. But you know, Vine Sauce. I'm not touching that one. I'm not going there. I've heard stories. Um, so I don't know. I'm not sure about Vine Sauce. I can't personally speak for Vine Sauce. So yeah, I'm staying away from it. I remember the first time I joined the family, you were playing Super Smash Brothers. Yeah, 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 and I still am. I just haven't played it in a while. Um, Actually, honestly, I haven't even hooked up the Switch yet since the move, which I need to do, especially if we're going to do Legend of Zelda. So I got to do that when I get some free time. Work's been eating up a lot of my free time, and um, that's why when I get off, giggity, I just want to chill and do whatever. So yeah, um, but yeah, no, streaming can be a crazy thing. Again, I love it, but and it's become such, my God, streaming has grown so much over the past 15 years. It is crazy. Like, for example, okay, Let's Plays. All right, when Let's Plays came out, every gamer wanted to start trying to make money off video games because I mean, honestly, back in the late 80s, early 90s, if you would have told me that I would be making a small, very small revenue from playing video games, I would have been like, what? You know? And, but it's taken off. I mean, the gaming industry alone is worth more than both the movie and the TV industry combined. Combined. That is mind blowing. But that's what video games have become. In a lot of ways, it's good and bad. In a lot of ways, it's good and bad because, in a lot of ways, the um, gaming value, like the entertainment of a video game, unfortunately, is pushed out so fast nowadays that they don't catch bugs. So, oh, we'll just wait for the latest update. But back in the day with consoles like Nintendo 64, regular PlayStation, so on and so forth, you had a pretty polished game when you first bought it. You didn't usually expect it to break because it was fully tested. There was a lot of quality assurance on it. But as the internet came more into play with gaming, then you kind of started seeing these bugs and faults, and um, they're even more expensive nowadays, and you pay for a potentially faulty item, and you got to wait for an update. Um, than it was back in the day because you'd pay about $30 for a game, 29.95, 29.95 for a PlayStation game. It started going up around PlayStation 2, but it gets crazy. Chill time in the chill stream. Quantity over quality, yeah, pretty much. That's and that's the thing. You would think, personally, as the gaming and even the movie and TV industry moves more towards streaming and digital products, that prices would go down. because it's not an actual physical product that they have to manufacture, but it's not. It's actually going up because, I mean, obviously I know salaries need to be paid, companies need to stay in business, but let's be honest. How much does it really cost them to put it on a server and let people download it? Yes, you got to pay for the server, and yes, you got to keep those servers up, but I mean, you're not paying for logistics when it comes to shipping. You're not having to deal with retailers who are taking a big chunk out of the actual MSRP when they buy it. So, what's the point of the higher prices compared to the old school delivery to a retail store for somebody to buy it, as compared to the digital product, which somebody just downloads? So that's my whole pet peeve with the current generation. But just me. Also, digital product, you don't have to worry about things skipping or blowing in it. For those that remember, if you remember cartridge games, you remember blowing in it. I'll just blow in it, get the dust out of it. Q-tip with alcohol, clean off the cartridge. So it's crazy. $70 a month. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but anyway, it's gaming in total, and it's spread. I mean, it is spread like a wildfire. It's crazy. I mean, I remember when you used to get bullied in school for liking Pokemon, but now, I mean, if you get bullied in school for liking Pokemon, the people that like Pokemon should be bullying the bullies, because they would totally be outnumbered. It gets nuts. $70 a month for a server. Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, servers on a corporate level, I don't know, maybe a little bit more than that. But again, even so, the cost of a digital game, it's pure profit for the most part. Pure profit, I would think. I could be wrong. I could totally be wrong. But again, just my opinion. Okay, speaking of profit, I don't know how this relates, but it sounded good. Giveaway. So, let's do this. For those that are watching, speaking of old school, Pokemon's become really mainstream. Everybody can dabble in their own taste. True. Okay, how do we want to do this? I used to do this where I just kind of tear up a sheet of paper, but I guess I'll have to do that. We'll do this old school. Paper and a pen, although I don't have a pen. Okay, hold on a minute. Let me find a randomizer. We'll do this another way. Yeah, I mean, again, if there's any kind of subjects you guys want to throw in chat, we could talk about it. Bring it up if you want. If you want some advice on something, if you want to get advice from the community on something that's going on in your life, you don't have to share a whole lot of details. Just ask in general what you'd like to hear, or if you want you want to know something about me, feel free to ask. I'm an open book. I mean, I've pretty much talked about some of the darkest moments of my life this stream, shared as always. And people would ask me, why would I do that? Why would I share some of these moments on the internet with people I've never met, or probably I don't even know? And again, it's to hopefully maybe help somebody. There's so many people on this planet that feel helpless, like there's nobody going through what they went through. I felt that multiple times in my life. I felt like I was so alone in that certain situation. For example, when I was 23 and having to get dentures. I still have to get a bottom denture, but I have a top denture because of how bad my teeth were. It was getting to such a point to where my teeth were so bad that they were starting to, the way the dentist described it, the decay inside my gums was starting to actually build up in bacteria. And if I would have let it gone too long, it could have eventually built into my brain. So, some crazy things went on when I was 23. And, the usual way of thinking is dentures happens to older people as you get older. You got to get them because you lose your teeth as you get older. But I was early 20s, you know, and it was a total blow to my just to feeling like I'm this early 20. I had only really started dating for the most part in my life, and how am I supposed to tell a woman that when we're making out or something? It's like, listen, I have prosthetic teeth. Um, and you know, how are they going to understand that? How is somebody going to understand? Why do you have dentures in your early 20s? And that's the way I saw it. And I felt, you know, among other things in my life, it's something to feel there's nobody else that goes through this, but there is. There is. There's a lot of people that go through a lot of shit in their lives. And so, you know, took that feeling and kind of wanted to share it. So, rug, RNG. How do you maintain that bountiful beard? This was a surprise. I'll be honest. This was a surprise. I didn't know I could grow this, and I had never tried. I actually thought that having a beard would be a pain in the ass, and it can be. It can be. But this is crazy. To be honest, I just shave most of the time from here on down, and then just let it grow. I'll trim it like that, and it grows naturally that way. But it comes at a cost. It comes at a cost, and I'll tell you why. Because for the most part, I'm almost completely bald on my head. So most of the hair on my head moved to my face. So I'm pretty lucky in this aspect. I'm definitely blessed with this. It's kind of awesome. Yeah. So there's that. That is scary. Yeah. There are different scary things in life. Okay. I need a name. Oh, what am I looking for? List randomizer. In here answers. Okay, let's try this. Let's say T Yodel dog. Okay, cool. Yeah, this'll work. Right. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay. So, your hat went down south. True. All right. So if you guys are interested in a gift card, a digital gift card to newegg.com, if you don't know what newegg.com is, it's actually a great website for computer parts, different other nerdy things. They've got tons of stuff on there. Newegg.com. You can look into it if you want to. If you're interested in a $10 gift card, go ahead and type the word please in chat. And what I'll do is I'll put your name in the drawing. I've got a randomizer here that we're just going to kind of put the name in. I'm going to put a list of names in. Whoever gets the top pick, you win the $10 gift card. So it's just to thank you guys. I do this randomly. I don't advertise it because I want to do it for the people that are able to show up for the stream. I don't just want people showing up for the stream for the giveaway. I hate that, to be honest. I think it's a little shady for streamers to do that. So, Newegg is good stuff. Yeah, it is. So, Hatchin. Please, yeah. That's what I gotta do. So, alright. Let's see. Can she lead me? Rash. Crazy. Crazy Caveman. I love that name, by the way. It's fantastic. I'm always interested in genetics, and I love to watch YouTube videos about how we mixed with Neanderthals and all that. It's fantastic. Crazy Caveman 6. Cause she laid me. McValue McBurps. Oh, that's fantastic. It is. It's our history. It's our history of how we got here, how we migrated. God, I love knowledge. I love knowledge. Knowledge is like food to me. I love it. Which is saying something to my age, because usually when you start hitting your early 30s, late 30s, you start getting into this like routine of, I already know all this. I don't need to learn anything else. You start getting settled in your ways, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to keep learning. And thankfully, I think I am going to be one of those old guys that's in a rocking chair that's continually reading about new things and um, not just the newspaper either. I'm talking like how tos, um, biographies, all kinds of stuff. I love it. Learning new things is awesome in my garage. Okay, so we got Cushy Laid Me, we got Crazy Caveman, we got Rash. Um, Elite, did you want to get in on this action? Are you still with us? I know he was asking about it earlier. Life hacks, yeah, exactly. But no, I especially love just genetics and uh as a whole because we are we are such mutts as human beings. Um, there's no telling what we've or who we've bred with in our past. They've already found well over 20 subhuman species. Or not well, not necessarily subhuman, but offshoots of Homo sapiens, and it's amazing. It is amazing what is in our DNA. It's fantastic. Okay, let me do. Rash, you just leveled up in Monster Chord. Heredity, yeah, exactly. Let me do this just to give the community a shot. Horse, I didn't or Rash, I didn't realize you were chatting in Discord. That's cool. And I'm glad that the because Discord shows up on the chat stream now. Um, I'm glad you guys get to see that. It's a way for everybody to kind of connect into one chat if you get into one chat if you guys want to because since we're on D Live, YouTube, and Twitch, I think it's a good way. Weird how the tree splits. Yeah, it's crazy, man. All right, let's do this. So we got cons, we got Rash, we got crazy. I think that's it. What we're gonna do now, before warned, we're about to change scene here. It might get a little bright. What we're gonna do now, we got the names in here. You guys can see them right there. We got Cushy Lay Me, we got Rash, we got Crazy Caveman. Now, let's see who gets this. Hey, and Rash made top. #1. Watching my big screen, the top of my phone. So Rash takes it. Oh my eyes. It did get bright, I warned you. Alright. So there's that. Rash, if you want to go ahead and contact me on the back end or just message me here on Discord, you'll need to send me the email you want it sent to, and I'll get that to you, buddy. So congratulations. That's fantastic. I haven't been able to do a giveaway in at least a month, so it feels good to be able to give you guys something, a little bit of something. And if you, for those that are watching this and you missed the giveaway, I'm really sorry. We will have another one, I promise. We actually may even have one on the Red Dead finale. I don't know. We'll see. No promises, but we'll see. But yeah, so Rash, you get a $10 Newegg digital gift card. So congratulations, buddy. And you have been here for a while, and I am always happy to have you appear in stream. You guys as well. Welcome to the new guy, Crazy. Glad to have you as well. Rad Mew, what's going on, buddy? Rad Mew. Thing is, the twist is, I want to give it to second place. Crazy. Are you okay? Well, you get this. Y'all get this worked out. Wait, what is it? Hold on a minute. No, I insist. No, you insist. I insist on you insisting. No, I insist you have it. I tell you what. Why don't we do this? How about this? We give it to the third. Okay. All right, we all settled it. It's like ping pong. Okay, well, I guess it's... You guys are nuts. That's nuts. So that's awesome. All right, well, good job, third. See, this is, you guys are great. You guys are when it came to watch. Boom, 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 boom. So cause she laid me, listen, just private message me on Discord, private message me on Twitter, here on YouTube, whatever, however you want to do it. Just give me an email to send the card to, and I'll make sure you get it by tomorrow, okay? This has been a hell of a sight. This has been fantastic. Oh, man. You guys are so cool. I hope you stay that way. And I hope that your week goes great as well. Seriously, thank you guys for hanging out, even if it was only for the giveaway, which is cool. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. You know, I hope maybe you take something away from this. Who knows? Truth be told, when it comes to my family, especially on my dad's side, there's a lot of preachers, a lot of evangelists, you know, and I think speaking and spreading a message is a part of my blood, even if it's not religion related. I love doing it, and again, I hope you guys can take something away from it. A little bit of my experience putting it out there on the internet. This is my legacy. I don't know if I'll ever have kids. They're not a part of my plan right now, but you guys and this channel, this community is a part of my legacy. You know, because shit happens in life. You never know when your number's up. So that's another reason why I do this. I want to have at least a small little impact on the world, as long as the YouTube and the Twitch and the D-Live servers hold up before the digital Armageddon, which may or may not happen. Who knows? But yeah. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed it. A big shout out to Rash and Crazy. This was advertised in the Monster Core Discord. I'm glad you stuck around. Well, cool. Yeah, we're glad to have you. Yeah, and Monster Core is a part of this Discord too, because Mike set it up. So there's a special place down below for it, if you're interested. They do spawn here. So, and cause you laid me. How does this Monster Core thing work? Like, do I claim as coins or whatever? So Monster Core is the text-based Pokemon game that you can do at Discord. If you go to the spawn room down below, and you type in, I think it's !help, or you can actually go to the Monster Core server, and I'm sure those guys would be more than happy to help you. I've done it every so often. I'll pop into the spawn room and catch one on my server. But unfortunately I haven't been over to the Monster Core server lately. I need to. There's a lot of servers I need to pop into and say hi to people. I'm trying to catch up with everybody, just to kind of reconnect with folks. So, you know, there's also a lot of folks I'm going to try to get back on the channel and do hangouts with that I know you guys are aware of, and you know, you may not know some of the streamers that I hang out with. I'm old friends with a few, good friends with a lot, but I've been a little disconnected lately with the divorce and moving and everything. So I'm going to try to get that going again. Kind of come out of that shell and kind of, you know, get things flowing again. So, you know, here's hoping. But again, with that said, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys have a great night tonight. We'll be back tomorrow night with Halo and possibly some Days Gone during the day. We need to continue Days Gone and get into that. Potentially Final Fantasy VII as well, probably on Monday. And then, of course, Monday night, we'll be hitting Red Dead Redemption 2 as well. So, yeah. Anyway, that's all that. And again, hope you guys enjoyed it. I love you all. Big shout out to Crazy. Big shout out to Cause. Big shout out to Rash. Big shout out to Elite Vault and everybody else that showed up. If I missed your name, I'm really sorry, but I hope you enjoy this. If you're watching as a video, be sure to like, subscribe, and comment here on YouTube. We've also been live on Twitch and D-Live. And that's pretty much it. So, hope you enjoyed it. Remember, you're awesome. Never let the world tell you otherwise. And I will see you guys tomorrow at some point. Peace.